Howdy YouTube, a really cool review for you today, and that's because we're taking a look at the Entertainment Earth exclusive, the Star Wars Republic Elite Forces set. We've got the Mandalorians and the Clone Troopers. A very rare set, one that usually sells for a pretty expensive price on eBay. I picked this up for around $100. I remember when it first came out, I really wanted this set and also the partner set which came with the Omega Squad and the Bounty Hunters. That and also the Entertainment Earth Joker Squad set. They're the two that I guess Star Wars exclusives have eluded me that I've always wanted. But lucky I was able to get my hands on the Republic Elite Forces set. Some cool looking figures. Mainly I bought this set for the Mandalorians. They look fantastic. And of course the black coloured ARC Troopers. They look great as well. Very nice set. I thought that the Clone Wars TV series was fantastic. They didn't really go into much about the Mandalorians helping train the clones. That's something that I feel they could have gone into, but maybe a missed opportunity. Star Wars Rebels, I've been watching that, and it does get better. Season 2 was not great, I didn't think. I wasn't a fan of Season 1. Season 2 was mildly better, but Darth Maul wasn't in it a lot. Vader wasn't in it a lot. When they were in it, they were fantastic. Moving on to Season 3, it still does not match Clone Wars for me, but that's just personal opinion. So some cool-looking characters, really keen to get these guys opened up and out of packaging. And a quick look at the back of the packaging. That's a pretty cool setup. I like the ARC Troopers guarding the doorway there, and then the Mandalorians training the two clones. A secret army of clone troopers is being engineered on Kamino, created from the genes of Jango Fett, a Mandalorian whose combat skills are exceptional even among great Mandalorian warrior society. Special clones are created to command these soldiers, but they must be trained to become leaders. I guess that would be these guys here. Fett seeks out the very best Mandalorian warriors from every corner of the galaxy. These sergeants will train the commandos to fight and lead and instill in them the Mandalorian values of iron, discipline, and loyalty. Well, that they certainly do have, almost to the detriment of the Jedi. Taking a look, there's the other set with the Mandalorians and Omega Squad. I really want to get my hands on that. Love Clone Commandos. Fantastic. ARC Troopers, Elite Troopers receive the same training as Clone Troopers, but then get specialized instruction from Jango Fett himself. They really didn't do a lot with the ARC Troopers, I felt, in the Clone Wars series. They were in it a few appearances. Love the armor, but they all seemed to get killed off, and then their appearances were very slim. Who have we got? We got Midge Gilmar, one of the Mandalorians chosen to train clone commandos on Kamino, natural leader. Yeah, okay. Isabet Reu, eager to train the clones in the ways of her people, from battle tactics to cultural beliefs. Okay. Dread Priest, this is the coolest looking Mandalorian I think I've ever seen. Reminds me a bit of the Death Watch when they joined Darth Maul. Love his outfit, looks fantastic. It is just basically a repaint of Boba Fett, so that's exciting. Dredd relishes the challenge of creating elite soldiers. Chosen by Jango to be a training sergeant on Kamino, he forms a secret battle circle among his fellow sergeants. Interesting. In which they practice their training techniques in brutal competitions. Fantastic. And then we have the Clone Troopers with a generic read-up. So let's get this awesome set opened up and out of packaging. Okay, and here we have all the figures opened up and out of packaging. The 7 of these look fantastic. They're all excellent. We'll start with the Clone Troopers and then we'll progress from there. Taking a look at the clones, they are the standard Clone Troopers that we used to get a number of years ago. I'll bring it forward so you guys can see. Lots of great detailing on these guys. They look a lot nicer than the standard clones just because of the Mandalorian armor that is on them. Was a big fan of this design for the armor as well. Preferred this appearance to Stormtrooper armor, if I'm completely honest. Articulation, great. Ball jointed head, ball jointed arms, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed wrists, ball jointed waist, swivel in the legs, ball jointed knees, and ball jointed ankles. So a ton of articulation, which these days we don't get. Now it's a lot of swivel articulation, which is what Kenner used to give us in the 90s. So even though this set is a few years old, it already outclasses most of the stuff that we're getting today. Yeah, fantastic figure, great detail. Hopefully you guys can see all that. Looks awesome. Next up, we have the Mandalorians. I'll bring forward Isabet so you can take a look at her. She's a pretty cool looking Mandalorian, I'm not going to lie. An awesome looking figure. She's got kind of like the ARC Trooper cape going on. Nice color scheme too. Not something you see very often. The backpack is removable, as is the helmet. There we go. Nice detailing there. Ball-jointed head, ball-jointed arms, ball-jointed elbows, ball-jointed wrists, swivel in the torso, swivel in the legs, ball-jointed knees, and ball-jointed ankles. So a ton of articulation, so you can get a great range of motion. I also love that the helmets come on and off. Very cool accessory, very well detailed figure. Hopefully you guys can see that. Next up we have Midge, probably the weakest of the figures if I'm completely honest, and mainly because of his lack of articulation. It's still more than current figures, but it is not great. Ball jointed head, swivel arms, swivel elbows, nothing in the wrist, swivel waist, swivel legs, ball jointed knees, and ball jointed ankles. This figure is a straight up repaint of the original Jango Fett figure that we had gotten when Attack of the Clones first came out. So he's a straight up repaint of that. Still a very cool looking figure though. He comes with the Clone Blaster Rifle, which I've always been a fan of. Again, the weakest figure in the set, in my opinion. Even the color scheme on him I don't think is that great. The jetpack is removable and the helmet is removable. There we go. I'm going to assume that that's accurate to what he's supposed to look like. Again, he's not bad, but he's not great. So that is... Just taking a look if there's anything else I've missed detail-wise. So not bad from Midge, but not great either. Now, Dread Priest, the star of this set, by far the coolest looking Mandalorian figure I own. He looks outstanding. Love the red color scheme. He is a straight up repaint of Boba Fett. Does he look like Boba Fett underneath? I'm going to say no. Nice detail on the face. The backpack comes off as well. I love that it's black and red as opposed to red and black, so it matches the ARC Troopers. I love that he comes with two weapons as well. He's got a Clone Blaster and also a pistol. They are different to Jango Fett's pistols, and I will bring in a Jango Fett figure in a moment, and Boba Fett for that matter. But really cool, lots of great detailing on this guy. If you can find this guy on eBay and you don't want the particular set, it's worth just getting this guy. Great articulation, ball-jointed head, ball-jointed arms, ball-jointed elbows, ball-jointed wrists, ball-jointed waist, swivel in the leg, ball-jointed knees, and ball-jointed ankles. So, great movement, great articulation, great visual figure. A must-have if you're a Star Wars fan, to be honest. This guy is fantastic. Nice indeed. And here we have all the bounty hunters. You can see, I still think Dread is the coolest of the lot. Boba Fett looks pretty boss as well. Hard to go past him. The Jango is quite cool also, but I think he is the pick of the lot, at least in my opinion. Let me know in the comments below who your favourite Mandalorian bounty hunter is of all time. I'm going with Dread Priest. Really cool looking figure. Last but certainly not least, we have the ARC Troopers. Excellent looking figures. I will show you guys very quickly. The helmets are removable, but this one's given me a lot of grief. Might try the other one. Ball jointed head, ball jointed arms, ball jointed elbows. Your standard articulation that we went through before. These guys just look ridiculously cool in black. There's something about this color scheme that looks absolutely ridiculous. Really cool. Love the paint detail on the back. These guys were awesome. I remember the original 2002, 2003 Clone Wars little animated shorts that came out. They were fantastic with the ARC Troopers. They did them really well. Again, I wish they were featured more in the Clone Wars TV show. These figures, though, visually look outstanding. Let's see if we have any better luck with the helmet when we do. There we go. So it's just your standard clone head. Nothing too special about that. But, again, the black and red color scheme is epic. And just for comparison with a standard ARC Trooper, again, I think these guys are much nicer. I love the cape at the back as well. It is different, and they both have different capes. So they went to quite a bit of effort with these figures. Also well worth picking up the set just for these guys. I think a really strong case can be made for this being one of the best Star Wars battle packs ever released. A great Entertainment Earth exclusive. If you're a big Star Wars fan, if you like the Clone Wars, the Clone Troopers, the Mandalorians, no ifs, no buts, it is a must-have, a really cool set, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this review on the Star Wars Republic Elite Forces. We've got the Mandalorians and the Clone Troopers.